as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Got a buildup of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby, have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no, you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you, but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away, as you fade away.
Play dead and I stay dead. Baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares. Standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted. You've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head. I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh, everything is like a test. I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares. Standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the solutions, I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you I knew this. When I'm with you I feel so useless. I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster.
Slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this,
always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're worth my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you are behind a fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going on in my head. So I'm not giving up, no I'm not giving in.
I see those numbers. It's wild, ain't it? Can you believe that? That is it broken down into a nutshell how long summer's been missing. And you know, some of those have changed since I made this a couple hours ago. So for those that want to bust me. And I did round off to some that was like 0.8. So, but that's it in a nutshell. How's everybody doing? We are back from sabbatical. I think that's what you call it, because we've been gone a minute. Is it sabbatical? Jesse, am I using that wrong? For the sabbatical? I'm sure she'll let me know momentarily. Anyway, we're back. We've been gone for a minute. For those of you that you know, watch us pretty regular. I knew there was a reason I stalked you so smart. Oh, thank you. All right, Aurora, my bad. I see a lot of Angels people are here this morning. Welcome, everybody. Talks too fast. Stalks me occasionally. I accidentally hit, you know how you have the pop-ups, and it was a Victoria's Secret one. I haven't, it didn't pop up on TV. Is that a TDTC piece of art? Yes, it is. This is Taylor drew a picture of Summer. Taylor, man, she's such a doll. She asked me about Summer all the time. Daddy, they found Summer yet? You know, she around Christmas, she asked me if Summer, Santa Claus would find Summer. And I said, yes, absolutely. Santa Claus knows where she's at. What else can I tell her? I can't, you know, I couldn't tell her that. And it's rough. For those of you that don't know, that are tuning in for the first time, because this is going to be big. This is going to be the Summer Wells podcast, where we do everything Summer Wells. We keep up with it and updates. I'm going to do them kind of annual. This is Summer Wells, period, point blank. And it's about factual things and working as a group to come up with fresh ideas. It's not about nonsense, bullshit, malarkey. Okay. We're not going to rabbit hole shit to death here. I'm not doing that. I want to get that out of the way though, because part of my long break is just irritability with the way things are going. I was like that close to just saying I can't anymore, and then I was like, no, I'm not going to quit, because then I quit on Summer, and to be honest, I wouldn't have 7,000 plus subscribers if it wasn't for Summer, and I'm not going to quit on her. You know, now after there's justice and we get this resolved, I may stop doing YouTube. I don't know. I'm not sure. But the majority of my heart in doing YouTube is to keep Summer's story out there. I don't know why she stuck with me like she has so much, but you know, I try to look at other stuff, which, you know, I do look at some other stuff and try to, you know, bring attention to it. But my mind's with this little girl right here, you know, Summer. And it's that's where I'm at. And you know, I've noticed it seems like there is so much like stuff with Summer that's just about nonsense drama. And if you look back at the more popular big missing person cases, lots of them have podcasts and stuff to where they don't talk about, you know, this person rabbit hole stuff, and they do a great job, and I enjoy that much more, because I want the truth. I want a resolution. And I think there is so much that you still can look into on Summer without going to calling people names, and just it's not productive in my opinion. Well, thank you, Kelly Harris. We're glad to be back. And you know, I made a promise too that I used to incorporate chat a lot more. I'm going to start doing more of that. I don't know what that was all about. That was weird. But that's kind of where we're at. And today I thought, you know, since this is the first one I'm going to do that's just Summer, we would go over just some facts of the case. And I know what you're thinking. I don't know what that was all about. That was weird. But that's kind of where we're at. And today I thought, you know, since I knew someone, right? Damn, what happened all of a sudden? I'm crooked. Okay. Sorry, guys. For a safe return, none of that happened. That says volumes to me, just my opinion. And, you know, I want chat, you know, I'm going to try to keep up with it. And Brandy will be here in a little bit, and she's going to try to help. And we're going to try to keep up with chat a lot more, because that's where you get a lot of good. I mean, I really think a good way of figuring out what happened this Summer is this way. I think you brainstorm and you spitball stuff off people. You know, maybe somebody comes up with something ingenious. You never know. Or the right set of things happen in order to where we think of something that hasn't been thought of. So I'm going to really try to keep up with chat, and we're going to talk about different stuff. But today, since I decided what we're going to do is, since it's going to be all Summer Wells, all her, is I got bullet points. We're going to kind of go through some of those and, chat about it. See what you guys think. I haven't seen, when I restream through StreamYard, I can't see the poll results, and I need to see those because I just want to kind of see, I thought, coming in where we are at with things right now. So I thought that'd be a good idea to pop that question to y'all. And I didn't, I purposefully kind of made it to where it wasn't a gray area because I just wanted to see if you had to say yes or no, what that would look like. Give me just a second. So I'm dying to see. Jesse, can you tell where we're at on the poll? 85% say no. Okay. Is that where we're at, y'all? Good. I don't know why I didn't just ask you guys to begin with. I ain't streamed in a while, man. I'm a little rusty. I'm sure Angel talks too fast to be clipping the shit out of this one because she likes to do that. She watches my stuff, and the other day I had a hour-long live stream that froze in one part for like 2 seconds, and she just had to clip that part. Had to. Couldn't help herself. I honestly believe Donna Canis didn't know what happened to Summer until Tim M came around. Their composure changed drastically. I think they're scared to say something. Hey, and I could almost get down with that, who knows, It's just it's hard for me to go with what Tim could have added that would have cleared it up for him, but who knows? That's why I'm saying I love ideas like that because that's where you gain insights that maybe you might not have, But to keep a little order to stuff, I made some thumbnails of some facts. That's a fact right there. Okay. She was reported missing June 15th, 2021, around 6. Okay. That's a fact. Now, a lot of people, when you look at that, even go, how do we know? Yeah, that's when she was reported missing. But how do we know that's when she was missing? Could she have been missing beforehand? I don't know. That's why it's so hard to get too far on a theory because there are so few actual facts out there. Hi, Liplock. How you doing? Kiki's Eyes, Millie, Distraction Need Ends, Roan Mountain Survivors. Hi, everybody. Everybody coming in, welcome. But I've been listening to serial killer interviews, and they talk a lot about a script, just like Candace talked about government crimes. Yeah. There's lots of coincidences and little things that make you wonder, there is. But as far as we know, that's when she was reported missing. Let's go with that, okay? There's a fact. We know that the parents reported her missing around June 15th, 2021. We know that, okay? So we can count that as fact. And like I showed y'all the numbers to begin with, that is staggering how long it's been already. Well, that brings us to 573 days, 82 weeks, or 19 months, or 814,320 minutes, 13,752 hours, 573 days. almost 600 days. Think about that. And eventually these numbers are going to get up to where, and they're already like getting close to a quarter of the time she's been alive, she's been missing. And the longer this goes on, eventually it's going to go to she's been missing for more years than we've had her. If something doesn't happen and Summer gets found eventually, that's what this can evolve to. And I just shudder at the thought of 10 years from now being here and not knowing. It could happen. It could. But I will say one thing I think Summer's case has going for it is there are still so many people that care. So that's a good thing. A bad thing is it doesn't seem like the family's doing a ton to keep her name out there. And that's just my opinion. But I don't know. It's an epidemic, way too many children disappearing, mostly little girls. I would have to think that's probably true, Danica. I would have to think the target is younger girls. That it's probably the numbers are a lot higher. But one thing, these guys that do this want somebody that's not going to put up as much of a fight, I'm sure, because a real man wouldn't be doing this shit to begin with. So, and that's just like, I was talking to Brandy last night because me and Brandy watch a lot of true crime stuff. The things that guys seem to do. And, I told her, and this is in all honesty, it's like I get embarrassed to be a man sometimes seeing the shit that these guys do, man. It's just crazy. Like we was watching this the other day about this guy who he had some kind of weird fixation with leaves, and he had kidnapped this girl. He killed her mom, her little brother, and her mom's friend, kidnapped this teenage girl, took her to a house, put her on leaves, took advantage. And it's just crazy, weird stuff. And it's like only some sick dude would do that. And then it come to find out, because they couldn't find the bodies of the other ones. This dude did work, man. He chopped up 3 bodies, put them into plastic bags, and put them in the trunk of a tree. How weird is that? And this is true fact. This happened. Guy butchers 3 innocent people, puts them in trash bags, and sticks them in the trunk of a tree. It's crazy. It is 100% just crazy. But I'm telling you, it's wild stuff. Wild stuff. Let's go on to our next one. Now this, as far as we know, well, we know it's a fact that pretty much, now there could have been an added person, I guess, but we know it's pretty close to what happened when she was reported missing, is that there were at least Candace and Grandis there, the 3 boys, all present. From the beginning, that was a problem with me on the stranger abduction thing. And I think that's probably got something to do with a lot of y'all that answer the poll question that no, it's not a stranger abduction. It's these facts right here. The 2 adults, 3 kids who didn't see this stranger, right? Had no sign of him. But yet he somehow managed to come on there and take Summer and be gone. 5 people there. Not a person saw him. But, and I've always, this from the get-go was my biggest issue with a stranger pulling this off, is the dogs. it'll always be the biggest issue for me. That's why I am very confident, no matter how this turns out, it wasn't a stranger. You just don't come up to a house with 10 to 15 dogs. It depends on the count you get. There's a solid 10, though, I'll tell you that. Oh, Angel talks too fast. New member. You just want to get in on the inside of the club and deteriorate it. Welcome, new member. Angel talks too fast. Where's that? What was I saying, Brandy? Ah, shit. I'm gonna have to go back and look at my. Oh yeah, the dogs. There's no way. Who thinks that happened? And I know if we're all gonna be honest with each other, okay? If everybody's gonna be honest with each other, I want to know if there's one person in chat right now that thinks it's a possibility that a stranger came up and took somewhere from the house and the dogs didn't notice that. We're here to take over your channel at John Davis True Crime. Lip Lock no more, you know, I'll share my channel. I'll tell you that. It's a lot. That's why I had to take my break, man, losing it, flipping out. And I quit smoking. That was my New Year's resolution. I know a lot of people see the vape and be like, oh my God, vaping's just as bad. I know, man, but I had to have a bridge, dude. Or I was going to be unbearable. Most of you that don't know, that's not able to be bared because I'm already like pretty damn hateful. I haven't seen one person willing to say they think it was a stranger that come up and pulled this off. Not yet. Not a stranger if abducted someone they know somehow, in my opinion. Yeah, I totally agree. I quit smoking too, John. Vape Nation, LMAO. Yeah, man, you know, it's working for now, you know. And I can tell you right now, I don't think I enjoy vaping as much as I used to enjoy smoking. It's like I'll like when I wake up, everybody knows that's the best time to have a stoke. I'll be like, oh man, I want a stoke, and then I'll be like, I quit smoking, and it'll be a couple more minutes before I'm like, I got a vape. You know, I'll sit there and not even think of the vape as the option because it's not as attractive as having a smoke to me. Anyway, let's move on. John, get the patches. My brother smoked 50 plus years and quit that way. I might have to do a combination of that. Patches, gum. Brandy wants me to get hypnotized.
No, I don't. We talked about that, remember?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that for nothing.
Who knows what they're putting in your brain when they hypnotize you, you know? So, and that, you know, today it was on the radio.
What was? Oh, yeah, I heard it yesterday.
Yeah. There's a guy that comes around, they'll broadcast on the radio. Quit smoking or lose weight. Guarantee your money back. It's like $50.
$49.99.
Yeah.
The price, though, you know, to be honest, the price is what makes it seem shady to me.
Well, it says money back guarantee. Have any of y'all ever went through something like that?
I think it's too cheap.
Too cheap.
Because if they could actually do that and it was safe and legal, everything was good, they could charge a lot more for that.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me nervous that it would only be $49.99.
Yeah.
Because that's worth a lot. You know, if you think how much you spend on cigarettes,
Yeah.
if they could have you smoke, and they're like no after effects, nothing, right?
Yeah, they're saying it's guaranteed your money back. I bet a lot of people call them for the money back.
You just ain't tinkering with my brain.
Yeah, me
quit
too.
Smoking.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, I'm
out doing something
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not on YouTube as a creator. I'm on as a story. Hear about that creator? And got hypnotized. Next thing you know, naked climbing telephone poles.
You never know. I think they really can hypnotize you. I've seen the talk shows. I guess they can. I'm not for sure.
Right. John Davis True Crime is wearing his own merch. Angel Talks Too Fast. This isn't my own merch. This was sent to me by a member.
He made it.
Maybe one day when you get over 12 subscribers, they'll send you something. Till then,
That's not
pipe
funny.
down. Have you seen the stuff she's been playing on her channel about us? You wouldn't be telling me, be nice.
No, I don't.
She said you remind her of JSB.
Well,
The other
I don't
day.
go to her town. I don't know. Never been there.
Burn, number 2.
You go there. I don't go to anybody's YouTube channel really on YouTube. I go to people I don't know on different stuff.
Yeah.
But 'cause I don't like being in drama.
Brandy likes conspiracy stuff. She spends a lot of time on that.
No, not conspiracy stuff. No, not lately.
Okay, you can name every dude on Ancient Aliens. When they come on, like they'll have
Oh,
the
yeah,
people
yeah.
for the shows.
They got their YouTube channel.
When they come on, Brandy will be like, I've seen him on YouTube.
Yeah.
But you don't like conspiracy
That's not
stuff.
conspiracy theories. I think that shit's true, so I don't know what you were talking about. Conspiracy theory. All you
Conspiracy theory is anything that's not proven fact.
Right.
Okay? I didn't say it couldn't be true, but it's conspiracy theory stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow, man.
What? I really think it's true. I get offended.
Well, you have to get over that. You know, that's part of being in the minority on things.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
I've been doing a lot on the Idaho 4 case. That's what I've been doing.
Live Like No More says, I have every single episode of Ancient Aliens, every single one.
See, I think it's disclosures for the population to get used to the facts. I think it's not.
I love Ancient Aliens. I tell Brandy all the time, some of that shit fascinates me. They got this little pendant they found, right? And they found a lot of them, like 200. And it looks like a spaceship.
Is it a bird? Oh, a spaceship.
It looks like a spaceship. No, there's some that look like birds, but like the wings and the tail are made like planes. But no, this one just looks like a spaceship.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And they're like, I tell you what we'll do. We're going to blow it up like 200 times. And they made it like this big, right?
Mm-hmm.
And put a motor on it, and the thing flies perfect. They said it is so aerodynamic that it's competitive with where we are today.
Yeah.
How is that an accident?
It's not. That's what I'm saying. There's so much proof. Like, people.
So much just wild stuff. Man. I'm thinking, though, I don't know if it's got to be aliens helping. I'm wondering if maybe like they're not right when they're dating shit. And there was a time in man's history where was further along than we are now, and there was an extinction event. I think that's a possibility.
Maybe.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like the pyramids, I still don't get how you explain that.
No, how you build them. No. It don't make no sense.
It makes zero
From what they're
sense.
wanting you to believe in the history books, don't make sense. And always when I went to school, I'm like, I really couldn't get into this stuff because I never believed it, really. Like, it just don't make sense to me.
You knew back then. You had a feeling, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right, moving along. What's the next one? Both parents claim dad was at work. All right. So either they're both in on it or Dawn wasn't there. Right?
Right.
That's a fact. Both of them say Dawn was at work, so we're going to go with Dawn wasn't there when we talk about facts surrounding Summer's disappearance. You know, we're almost at 600 days. I was just telling them.
Yeah, you were doing that this morning, type something on the cloud. That's a long time.
It's so cool too, man. You can go to Google and just go to the mic and be like, Google, how many days since? And just give them a date and it'll tell you right off.
It's sad. It really is.
I believe Dawn was at work. I think Dawn was at work because I think if he wasn't, they'd have busted that ass for that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
One thing though that I go back to a lot is though we don't know what their story to police actually is.
Right.
It could their story of what they've said on YouTube and stuff like that could be completely opposite of what
Right.
they've told law enforcement.
Yep.
I don't know that any of it's the same. But if we go off what we think we know, Dawn is backed by an alibi. Candace is not.
Yeah.
Or Grandis.
Yeah. Candace has no alibi, really, at all.
Which, Dawn graciously points out in an interview.
Yeah, that's weird. That's why I think it might have been somebody took her, and because I don't think Dawn would stand by Candace that long. I think it later on he came out and ratted on her, to get focus off him maybe or something. If he knew something else, unless they're really close and bonded like they act sometimes. But
it always comes back to me that they could have something like they can all have something on each other, right?
Right.
Like Dawn can know that Grandis did something to Rose.
Right.
Grandis can know that Dawn was doing something to Summer. And,
they all have
back
something on
and
each
forth
other.
to where it's kind of like everybody has something to lose.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about this. The longer she's missing, the remains are going to get to where you can't tell certain things, right?
Right, yeah.
So over time, eventually, what they would have on Dawn would become hearsay. If Dawn wasn't a part of what happened to Summer, I think he could say without fear.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely.
That's why it makes me think that maybe this eventually will come out. Hi, Killer Looks. Long time no see. Hey, we're going to get back on the, we're going to finish our tournament. We took us a sabbatical. I was telling the gang earlier.
What does that mean? Break?
Sabbatical's like when you take off work for months, like business people do this, and you go to the jungles and search for treasure, whatever. Sabbatical.
Okay.
That's what we were on. Sabbatical. Word of the day. I would spell it for you, but I can't. I'm not sure. Sabbatical. I might even be saying it wrong.
I've never heard it in my life, but I believe it.
Where was that?
Killer Looks. You're saying we're on.
Yeah, we're going to get back to the tournament, Killer. I'll email you.
We need to finish it.
Yeah, we got to finish it because it's just UV Cam, and then the winner takes on Nana. Or Nana, as I'm told. Back to our list of facts that we're going through, right?
Mm-hmm.
You monitor chat, okay? I told him I want to interact more with chat.
Mm-hmm. I seen somebody saying that they thought Dawn was only at work a half a day, maybe. Dawn doesn't punch time clock.
Oh, Dawn had a very flexible job for he could have been who knows where. It could have been by himself that day, and we don't know for sure about
that. Cruz Cursed with Curiosity says my dad and stepmom got hypnotized, both quit smoking.
Wow.
They say it works. I don't know. It probably does work. I just don't know if somebody hypnotized me.
Yeah, it makes me nervous. Like my brain could be a little bit off and not have the same effect as other people that get hypnotized, right? Law enforcement never named suspect or person of interest.
Which is crazy.
573 days into this, law enforcement has never once named anybody anything, and
because they probably have no idea.
And that's what we're scared of, because they have no clue. That is a fact, though. So that is very disappointing. And they don't have to, And I can see an advantage to, if you do suspect somebody of not doing that, right? They come out and name them a person of interest, and that person's hiding shit and doing this and that. And if they can't get search warrants, that's going to hurt them. But it's worrisome 573 days in, we've never heard that. The closest thing we've got from law enforcement is about the red truck. Late 90s, early 2000, Toyota Tacoma, red in color, ladder racks, buckets in the back. I still say I don't think the ladder racks and the buckets are a coincidence. Those are common tools of people who finish sheetrock, which is what Don does. I think there's a connection there for sure.
Yeah, it's weird.
And that's not very common. Not a lot of people I know have ladder racks.
No.
Very few. Like a couple of contractors I've worked for had ladder racks, and that's basically it. So for that to be a description of something they are interested in makes me think that could be a tie to what Don's occupation is, or Don himself.
Yeah, and for that vehicle not to come forward, or them not finding it out, that makes me think it maybe after it was, alerted on the news and stuff, somebody hid it or got rid of it because they never found it actually.
And that would be something like, you would think if this person, you would think this case got big enough, and if you knew about the case, there was a good chance you knew about the red truck.
Right.
That somebody would have seen a damn red truck with that description, and that would have led somewhere.
Yeah, you would even think before she went missing. Like a family member, that's his, I know he has a truck that color. Somebody would know, Nobody's called. Well, people probably has called in tips, but nothing came about it because they've never put anything on the news about it, right? Of locating it. I know that a lot of chats they were saying, this person drives a red truck and this, stuff like that. But
yeah, Robin had a red truck and all this. Well, Robin does have one, but they come to find out hers was bought after Summer disappeared. Now, Andy, the neighbor, had a red truck, but no ladder racks, buckets, and
right.
I'm assuming they cleared him. I'm assuming they checked his for sure. He is the neighbor. And a lot of people they bring up them, like Andy and the neighbor's son, as like, do you think they looked at him? I'm telling y'all, those people were looked at hard because they live so close and they're in that target range for what you would think a profile would be of the person that did this. Right? Especially the son of the neighbor. I'm sure he was looked into.
Yeah, law enforcement does always say she's probably in the area somewhere close by, is what they say, right?
That's what they say.
So, I don't know. You'd think they would have to have some kind of information to say that, leading them to believe that,
Yeah, for sure. I don't know what to make out of that. The other children being removed shortly after the disappearance. Okay. Now, Dawn says it's because he was acting a fool and they didn't think they were safe. And they thought there could be a danger to the family from people on social media and stuff. I don't know that I buy that. I've also heard that it's because of failed drug tests. I think Dawn's even said that.
That's probably what it was.
I think that could be it. You would think living conditions, it wouldn't have took 3 weeks or, a month. It was around that time before they were taken, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what to make after that. It makes you, or to make out of that, but it makes you wonder if somehow something was said that caused that.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Bonnie Bailey.
Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you. Live Locked No More says, if I understand it correctly, the red truck driver is of interest because they could be a witness, not a suspect. Yeah, that's right. They're not a
Right.
suspect.
Yeah, and if they are a suspect, you know, I've never heard them ask who a driver or person was without saying, now, they're not a suspect, but we think they may have seen something. They're always going to introduce it that way, also to help make it easier for that person to maybe come forward. You know, I think the reason they say that.
Yeah, they did that with the Idaho 4 case, that white car. They put it out there. You know, please let us know, you know, if you know where this car is. They don't really say why.
Right.
Or pin it on the person that's driving it or owns it.
But the feeling always has been that what it is like it was a delivery person that's seen this truck. I feel like. Now, that could be a mailman, the UPS guy, somebody like that, you know. And that little girl not long ago that got taken by the was it a FedEx driver?
FedEx, yeah.
FedEx driver makes you wonder, has that been checked, vetted properly? You know? But
Yeah,
the good thing about that is there's going to be records of them making deliveries on that.
That's how
day.
they got him. Yeah.
You know?
He didn't plan that very well, did he? Stupid.
Danny K, thanks for coming. We'll see you. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Dana. Nice to see you.
But you know, I don't know. That was weird too that happened. Knowing that maybe that's who our witness is to the red truck. You know.
WH gotta go too. Bye, WH. Just gotta do some stuff. Thank you.
I think though right now, if they're doing a proper investigation, they've been through all those options by now.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
Over and over. Anybody in the area. I feel like, because I've heard Dawn talk about it before, they did like the tower drop to where they go to the cell tower. They can tell every phone that pinged on that tower between this time and this time.
Maybe that's how they verified Dawn was where it was supposed to be. Maybe his phone was in the area or was somewhere else.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, I think they do it to identify new suspects for the purpose of, that's one way to tell who was in that area.
Yeah. I keep on talking about the Idaho 4 case, but yeah, they caught that guy been in the area 12 different times before the murder.
I know I seen Dawn on Benny Keys one time, and Dawn was telling them that he's had people approach him and be like, hey, I got a call from the FBI because I was out Beach Creek on the 15th.
Oh.
So Dawn has said that there's people
getting called.
Yes. So if we believe that to be true, then yeah, they've done that. And what's interesting about that, though, was Dawn's kind of take on that was that ain't going to go nowhere. Anybody knows about that and wouldn't have their phone on, would make sure their phone was turned off. He thinks it was a pro anyway. So he kind of shit on that, like as a way of gaining information. And I was like, man, I don't know. I would still be all about trying.
Yeah, I would too, definitely. My opinion, I think Dawn and Candace might know maybe who it is. They just don't want to come out and say it, scared. Or might have an idea, you know? My opinion. Maybe somebody trying to get back at them, or somebody that owed money, or just been around their kids, and
no,
you know.
No,
I don't think it was a complete stranger. Is my opinion.
I feel like Dawn thinks it was a complete stranger if he's innocent.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I think.
I think Candace has a great damn idea of who it was, and that's
maybe
why
it's Candace.
That's why everybody thinks she knows something she's not saying. Dr. Phil, everybody believes it.
Because really, how would a stranger spot Summer unless it was just, you know, one day a stranger driving by, seen her and grabbed her, which I don't know.
Highly unlikely.
Yeah, she would have to be out there at the right time.
Yeah.
So.
And I think this is super telling. To this day, January 9th, 2023, Dawn and Candace still have yet to be cleared by law enforcement. That says a lot, you know, I think law enforcement knows that if they would clear Dawn and Candace, it might help with tips and everything else.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And somebody said, let's see, hold on. At first, everybody was bashing Dawn and Candace. Yeah, we probably were too, you know. And as the case goes on, you just start to think outside the box. It might be, you know, it might not have nothing to do with it, but Candace probably knows something, in my opinion.
Oh, I still think Candace is.
She knows something.
Yeah, and I'm not. And I still like to say today, I think there's a good chance they're involved. My thing is, though, even if they're not, you can look at their history and they're not great people.
Right.
They just aren't. That's why everybody's like, well, what if they're innocent? Well, then, for one thing, to me, Candace cannot be fully innocent because
she lied about something. She did something. Sorry, I knocked the camera. Is that what you're going to say? She lied about something.
Well, not only that, you can see her sleeping in church, man. You can tell that she was not a tentative, loving, caring mother like she tries to portray herself and a big victim. You know, any woman in her late 30s with 3 kids shouldn't be out partying with a 15-year-old during the week. Or ever.
I'm sleeping in church.
Bringing your daughter with you.
Kid in the water. Really?
You know.
Oh, I got, well, the church thing that I was going to say, out partying with, you know who, and summer in the water. Don't know how to swim, probably.
Yeah. And, you know, you don't go to that spot that they picked because you're not doing something illegal.
You're trying to get away from people.
If you're there for your daughter to swim, you're going to the beach, which is right. You could throw a rock and hit it from what I hear.
Yeah, in my honest opinion, too, I don't think H would have came with her if he didn't get nothing out of it. I think he's got cigarettes out of it, alcohol, or both, you know.
And possibly more.
I hope not.
I like to think not, but, you know, there's always that, you know. But, that, you know, and I think that's a lot of the reason they don't get the compassion that a lot of parents of missing children would get, because they've themselves they have hurt their reputation more than I ever could by shit they've done themselves. The prank phone call.
Oh, yeah.
The on YouTube drunk.
Handing out drugs, Dawn, he said.
Dawn's story of he went to Knoxville and was handing out $2,000 worth of stuff. All this. That's not how innocent people behave when their child is missing. Thank you, Messy Jessie.
Thank you, Miss Jessie.
And thank you for the Christmas present, too.
Yes, thank you very much.
I'm still sitting on that one. See, I got me a drone. I want to make my searching high-tech. You know?
I think it's neat for the pictures and stuff you can get from a drone, too.
Yeah.
I'm going to go spy on somebody. I don't know who.
I would love to get some of these people involved in Summer's case that have this drone technology. They could send it over top, map out 2 miles around where Summer vanished, and see any anomaly in the soil. They have that technology. It can tell if soil's been loosened and dug. You know, I would love to see somebody with that kind of capability get in on Summer's case and do some stuff. You know?
Yeah, but no, they don't want to go searching anywhere.
See, and I don't know how high up they gotta go, but I don't know the privacy laws in that either. But I would think.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
You know I wouldn't want some drone hovering right above my house, but some of these drones, man, like mine can go almost 200 feet, I think. So.
Yeah. Who owns the airspace above your house?
I don't know.
Nobody, probably.
I know, though, that you can't just be filming anybody with a drone hanging right over their house.
Yeah, because I've seen neighbors getting fights over that.
Yeah, and I wouldn't, that's trespassing to me.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking about like the some of that technology is so good they never know you did it, and what's it hurting to scan the ground just to see what anomalies there are.
Yeah, because I always go back. Remember, they're saying, well, I heard it somewhere. I don't know where, but the dogs picked up that she maybe been buried somewhere and moved. You remember that?
Do I?
The dogs picked up she might have been buried somewhere and moved, somebody said.
Well, one of the guys from Equisearch made the comment that he thinks there could have been two sites, like she was placed somewhere and then moved later.
And there's some reason he would think that.
That makes me think, and I really believe that Equisearch found one spot, and somehow they know, like maybe a cadaver dog hit on it, something.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Equisearch found a spot
Yeah.
that they believe that happened at for them to come to that conclusion.
Right.
And Equisearch, I think, is top of the line when it comes to, doing what they do.
Yeah. Here's Drone Diva. She said, I processed the LIDAR, LIDAR, how do you say that? And made a map, and Hawkins County didn't want the data.
Really?
How do you know?
I would love to see the data.
LIDAR?
Spell it.
LIDAR.
That's an acronym for something. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I know what she's saying though.
Okay. That's crazy. They wouldn't want that.
I'd like to see it. Will you email it to me? And guys, like we were talking about, we want to be more interactive with y'all during the summer podcast to get new ideas and spitball and brainstorm. I want you, if you have like things maybe you don't want to share in chat, I want you to email me, man. Let me know. If you have a good idea or something you think maybe people haven't thought about, hit me up. I will look into whatever.
Liplock No More said she'll be listening, but not in chat. Thank you for coming and listening.
Thanks for coming, Liplock. Where's the email? Yeah. There's our email address. Like I said, we can spell stuff. If you don't like to chat in front of everybody, there's my email. Email it to me. I'll look at it. Anything.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Probably UPS person. What door? This door? You stay in there.
Harley, come here. Harley hates. Hey, chill out. Hush. She hates the Amazon. Harley, come on. Hey. Hush. Wow.
That's what happens every time somebody knocks on our door.
Scared me. Probably scared everybody. Scared me too. God, Harley, you give us a heart attack.
She's a good guard dog. I think she bites somebody. I swear. Don't want it if they're on our property.
Yeah.
She got after the mail person one day. Huh.
Don't scare the poor dog, John. What? The dog scared the shit out of me.
The mail person had the box in front of them. Go. I'm like, I don't know what is wrong. Like, I don't know. She don't like people on her property. Strangers, does she? Which is a good thing. Oh, now she's growling.
If you say update, does that mean you have new information? Update is not going over old stuff. You say you care for this little girl. Remove cash apps. People that make cash off missing kids is wrong.
We don't have cash app.
Where's my cash app at, James?
We don't have cash app, and we're going over the case because everybody's forgetting about it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to be here, dude. I'm not forcing you.
No. Peace.
My dog is looking for Harley. Yeah, a lot of people say that when Harley barks, like their dog's Harley. Them dog around here or something.
And whoever that guy was, like, everything in the case is old news now. Come on.
Yeah.
So
I don't see where it said. Did I put update on something?
I don't know.
To me, the title is Summerwell's Podcast, Episode 1 Facts. And that's exactly what I'm doing.
There
So
you go.
if somebody has a problem with it, you can kiss my ass.
That's one thing we never do. Sit here and
Yeah, you won't be moving on. LiDAR, light detection and ranging, is a remote sensing technique that uses laser light to densely sample the surface. Oh, Drone Diva, that's awesome. You need to email me. We should chat. I'll have you on one day. Harley, come on, man. Hey. Psst.
Now she's barking at a shadow or something like that. What are you doing? It's okay.
You're starting to freak me out.
Stop.
You make me feel like there's a ghost in the room with us or something.
She sat there looking at the wall, growling. Stop. It's okay.
I'm driving. Harley scared the hell out of me. I thought a dog was jumping out, barking at my car. LOL. Gosh, she scared the hell out of me too, man. My chest is hurting. Isn't Harley a girl? Yes, she is.
Yeah, she's a girl. Shh, you better stop. Now, it'll be good. Harley, stop. And I work from home, so I'll be on the phone with somebody. I hear her barking.
Charlie K says, it's a ghost. Thanks, Charlie K.
It might be.
Appreciate that.
Look at her. She's staring at the wall. She's scared. Who are you barking
Who are you
at?
growling at? She give it one more. Did you hear? Wow. We good?
I think we're good. She won't even let Jonathan touch me now. She'll bark. Don't like Jonathan getting near me.
I know, man. It's weird. I like to mess with Brandy and smack her on the butt and stuff.
She don't like it.
No more. Not with Harley around. I need some coffee, man. Y'all don't stress me out, Harley. Brandy, what's the next one?
Next what? Nothing's up on the screen.
What's the last one?
I don't know. Well, the last what? Sorry.
Thumbnail. But yeah, guys, that's how we're going to kind of start doing this. And if I think we need to base our podcasts on like an overall topic. So if y'all have some recommendations for what we could brainstorm on with Summer's case, I'm all ears.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought we would start off just going over some of the stuff we know, kind of the best things we know for truth possible.
Right.
Because you got to start somewhere. And
yeah, and I truly feel like everybody's focusing on these new cases, which that's great. I like doing that too, but little Summer's case get left behind, you know?
Yeah. What was the last one? Oh, the parents being cleared. Now, this one's kind of a sore spot with some people, right? But the truth is, we know there are accusations of Dawn having an SO history, an offender history, or am I saying that right?
Yeah.
A past of accused things,
SA
which
offender.
he's mainly admitted to, for the most part, right? Now, how much of a bearing does that have on things and where we're at today? Could be a lot.
That's why it really makes you think, what do these parents have something to do with it? You know, just their actions and what they've done in their past. You know?
And that's how I feel. Is like that I feel like the accusations against him are 90% of the reason I think he could be in on it, or a lot of the reason I think he could be in on it. You know, because, And then how he talks, man, some of that just is a real issue for me too.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the, she's a great, what's the damn camera wrong again, man?
I didn't touch it this time.
Damn ghost in here moving the camera around. But a lot of that stuff makes you wonder, man.
Yeah,
That would be the reason he couldn't speak up if he got dragged into something.
Yeah, maybe they're blackmailing him, you know. Could be a case of that, you know.
Yeah.
So
Dawn's history causes a lot of issues with Dawn as far as completely removing him from guilt.
right.
You know, like we've all said, you know, if he does know something, we think the reason he ain't saying is because they have that on him. Right?
Yep.
It could be a big case of everybody's got something on each other and it's all serious enough to where they can't say shit.
Yeah. I just wish Candace would come out and tell us the real story of that day. Like when she got home. I don't believe that 2-minute period.
No, not at all.
That's my issue. I don't believe that.
I think if we had an honest to God 100% timeline leading up to when she went missing,
It would help a lot.
it'd be so much easier to figure out what happened.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know how big that window is for sure. At the least, we know it's not what she come out with to begin with.
Yeah.
It wasn't 2 minutes. We know that.
My opinion, I think she's doing something, passed out, you know, took a nap, and it was more like an hour or who knows how long, you know. Probably from when they got home until she called Dawn, that time period, you know.
Hi, Casper Friendly. We've missed you too.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah. But I feel like you cannot believe her timeline. And then after Grant has come out and talked, it really made me doubt all of that shit.
Yeah.
I know Grant has hurt their credibility a ton by doing the one interview.
Didn't know where they went that day.
Seemed like she either kept forgetting to put Summer in the story or didn't seem to know where Summer was during parts of it. Like the part where she adds in about, and Summer went swimming at Warriors, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, just the weird stuff. And then she's like, and the boys helped me carry in the groceries. And Summer, of course, well, I would have said the kids helped me carry in the groceries. Just me. Can you pick on it too much? Possibly, but Grandis really came off bad.
Shady. Her story shady.
Everybody that's seen her interview really started to have even more doubts about all of it. Wouldn't you say that's fair?
Yeah.
She definitely did not help the cause at all. Right?
Right.
Which one were we on? This one is a big issue too. There are convicted SOs on both sides of the family. And there are. Straight up. Both sides. Convicted SOs. People that are currently on the registry on both sides of the family.
Some of these people can't resist opportunity.
Yeah.
And that might be what it was. Like Summer might have knew a woman driving by, seen her out and took her, you know?
Well, I don't think it's a stranger abduction.
Yeah,
and,
right.
you know, check the poll and see what the poll's at now. It was at 85% say they don't think it was either. And if you don't think it was a stranger abduction, then you think it's got to be somebody that knew them. Well, there's your family. When you got Dawn's own son on the registry and then Grandis's brother on the registry.
15 yes, then 85. Well, hold on.
85% say no, it was not an abduction.
Yep.
And
stranger abduction.
Not a stranger abduction, I'm sorry. I think that is telling, you know. Yeah. And I know a lot of you guys know this as much as me and Brandy too combined. And I don't know anybody that knows the story super well that's willing to say they think it's a stranger abduction.
Mm-hmm. But I think, what are the reasons somebody would still or want a little girl? They're not good if you think about them.
And exactly. And when you got two people in that family, or one person on each side of that family that we know of, that's, well, we know two. We know a few, but we know two are on the registry. It's reasons people like that would have.
Yeah. Usually it's to hurt them or SA them, or they want to kill their own, which that's probably very unlikely, but that could be the case. But usually it's the other one.
It's not impossible, but it's also not likely. Yes. Yeah. I'll never say it's impossible either. But my thing is, if it's a stranger abduction, it went down like this. The time window is a lot bigger.
Yeah.
And Candace was doing something she shouldn't have been, and Summer wandered down to the road. I think there is zero chance that a stranger came upon that basement.
Yeah. 2 minutes.
Because of the dogs. A lot of reasons, you know.
I agree. And I think that's what the lie detector on Dr. Phil was picking up. She lied about.
Yeah.
Right? The time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what I've never got either is they say you can't see like the back door from Grandis's camper. No, you can't. But you couldn't get from that dog trail to the back door if somebody's at Grandis's camper without them being seen. And they act like that's not possible. And I've never understood that.
Yeah, me either.
You would have to cross the road, and when you're sitting at there at Grandis's camper, you can see that part of the road. I've never understood that. But I think to say a complete and total stranger made it into that basement and got her, no. There's no way.
No.
I would have to say I think there is no way that it happened like that.
Because how would a stranger know there's a little girl up there? You know?
How would a stranger know there's anything up there? You can't see that house from the road. The driveway looks like it would be leading to a hunting cabin at best. You would never think somebody braves that shit every time they go to the grocery store. Mm-hmm. That driveway is horrible, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I really say it's 0%. It was a complete stranger.
Yeah.
Hi, Carrie.
Remember, Cam did a test with the dog food bag. How long it took him to run down there and back, and it was a lot longer than 2 seconds.
Yeah.
He did like a test, I think.
Yeah. Well, my whole thing with the stranger is you would just never know that was there, and you never time it to where you could get her without dogs. The dogs is my biggest problem with the stranger.
Yeah.
I think the dogs are a huge problem regardless, even if it was somebody that might have known them. I think if they seen someone was fighting with somebody, they would have alerted for sure. So I think it has to be that Summer wandered down to the road and got picked up. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I think that also that rules out I don't know. I think it has to be Candace's line about how much time expired. I think she probably, because I don't believe that she stopped and got one iced tea for everybody. That never sat right with me. And I think it may have been a case where, she got up, did the shit she had to do, went to the lake, got a little too tipsy, went home, passed out, and Summer vanished. When she woke up, she was gone. Because, people have said there's been times when she's called me like Summer's missing before.
Yeah.
There could be some truth into that, Yeah. And that could be what happened here. But I'm ready to say, in my mind, it's 100% not a stranger came to the basement and took her. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know how anybody could think it
Yeah.
went down that way.
And somebody said in chat, kids would scream too. So probably.
Yeah.
Unless they put the hand over their mouth, but they would still scream a little bit before that happened.
You would think they would scream for sure just at the presence of the stranger.
Right.
You
Coming
know?
toward them.
Yes.
Like this creepy old guy or something.
I know if my little girl was at home and some dude she didn't know pops in, you get a scream right off the rip. You know? So when you look back at it, it's just so unlikely. John, did you see the person? I don't know what person we're talking about. Harley seems to have chilled. Apparently the ghost is gone.
Yay. He'll be back. The ghost will be back.
Somebody didn't scream because she knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you got to think. If you got no scream from her, it's because she knew that person. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's about the only thing you can deduce from that. Yeah. All right, here's our final fact. The parents have not shown good judgment.
True, very true.
Ever in their life.
I can give you a list of 10 things.
Oh, I could make a 6-hour-long video on poor judgment.
Buying underage kid alcohol, cigarettes.
Yeah.
Taking them somewhere. You know, this weird stuff.
Sleeping
in church.
They're like I always come back to too. It kind of shows you their level of safety when they're talking about, man, someone could run right alongside them dirt bikes and keep up with them. And I'm sitting there picturing your little girl running beside a motorcycle with a little boy driving it.
All it would take is one of those boys hit a rock or something and stop real fast. They could flip and, kill her, or a rock or something flew up in her face. Just different things. You don't do that,
Then he talks about, I'll be mowing grass and whoa, she's hauling ass right behind me while I'm mowing. What?
I went to a school with a little boy. His leg got under a lawnmower. It was bad. So
I've been cutting grass and had the deck up because the grass was high and got a rock come out and hit me in the ankle and chipped it. I know. I mean, it's dangerous, and you've seen the height of their grass and the big area they mow. Who knows what's underneath that? They just make bad decisions. The steps, that's a death trap.
I would have killed myself.
Brandy wouldn't be with us after about a week of going up and down.
I'm so clumsy, I couldn't make it up there. I'd be falling.
And they see nothing wrong with that. And there's so much of that. So much of that. And then you kind of look toward this, other examples of the bad behavior. How psychotic was it, the phone call to the sister about Dawn being taken?
That's just weird.
That was total psychopathy, in my opinion. The performance that she put on of the screaming and crying and the sound in her voice, man, it was so convincing to me that I was astonished.
Why would you do that? It's like she's stuck at it like a teenage age almost. It's something a teenager would do.
And like I said, we're going to do our podcast to try to learn with each other, brainstorm and all that. But people can say I'm biased against them if you want. That shit's not normal. I'm sorry. People can take up for them all day. Like a lot of people, you'll say, well, look how messy the house was. Well, the cops had just flipped it and all this. Okay, given. But that doesn't change the fact that they got dressers around the toilet for the bathroom. It doesn't change the fact that similar to what I seen had basically zero toys.
Yeah.
Down in a deep, dark, dank basement.
Living.
None of that.
Yeah.
it's a long history of horrible decision making has probably got something to do with why their daughter's missing. You don't have 7 kids and have
None.
0 raised successfully
That's sad, y'all.
if you're making good decisions. And that's also, if you really want to get disappointed in the situation, think about it. That's basically 7 victims you've had, children that have been let down in a big way by their parents.
Yeah.
You know, and I think when you look into Summer's case and you try to figure out what's happened to her, you've got to take all that into consideration. You can't pretend like none of that matters, because it does.
Mm-hmm. It really does.
It
all plays
shows
into
you
it. Yeah.
this is more likely to happen to somebody that lives like they do than somebody that doesn't. They talk about risk factors a lot when they identify victims. Like, what was this person like? A 60-year-old lady that goes to church every Sunday and is retired. Their risk factor because of their lifestyle's a lot lower, right? Well, you got to think, if you're a 5-year-old little girl and your parents are doing drugs, they're partying, they have odd and weird men around their children. I'm sorry, you can say Jose was the best thing that ever happened to Summer if you want. Jose wouldn't have been around my daughter. All these are horrible decisions that the Wells have made that probably are the reason Summer is missing.
Yeah, it ties to that decision, so I agree.
It's just the way things are. Has anyone sat and looked back at her pictures of Summer when her health started to look bad and decline as to what might have been going on with the Wells then? Just a thought.
Yeah,
I've thought about that a lot.
There is a turning point in her photos, like
Yes.
a big difference.
There's a big turning point in Candace's appearance too. Candace used to have really long hair, and it wasn't a hat
all the time
and a tank top all the time. It looks like, and that was during COVID. So could that have been some of it? Yeah, but it didn't seem like COVID was slowing them down. I mean, she's out. I mean, damn, she went to 12 stores that day.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look back, maybe it was right in there. Apparently, things weren't good if Dawn's in Utah away from the family, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that was.
No, because that's why they say Jose moved in to get money from them.
Yeah.
Candace to help out with stuff.
Right.
So
it makes you think that this could be the culmination of something that's built up. And yes, Summer's health looks like it deteriorates, especially if you go back to that Christmas and look at her cheeks got a little bit of chub to them, kind of. They're full, or anyway. And then you look at her in some of the last ones where she just looks extremely emaciated to me.
Yeah, and people say maybe baby fat, but I think it's more than that. Just her face really, really thinned out.
Her face thins out so much.
And so skinny.
And there's something else we're going to get to in one of the next few episodes too, is a lot of the pictures of Summer. A lot of people's talked about it, and I'm telling you, something almost looks really wrong about it to me. I'm on the borderline, and y'all know me, I don't jump on the conspiracy theories. I'm almost to where it looks like there's different kids, almost. I've seen some pictures that claim to be of her, and some of them just look weird. Now, I don't know what that means, but it's odd, some of it.
Yeah.
It's really odd,
Yeah.
I think there's so many things you can look into, though, to try to help things out. And the brainstorming is really good for everybody. And I still don't buy, I don't know why the Jose thing. Jose was there for sure, but I feel like with Andrew and all them that came down, it definitely wasn't what they were saying was going on.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Moving somewhere, bring all your stuff, and all of a sudden decide you want to go back.
Oh, it makes no sense that you're going to transfer jobs, utilities, places, all that.
It's not cheap, you know.
In 2 hours, you're going to be.
Nope, gotta go back.
This ain't going to work out. Oh, well, we tried.
Let's go back.
If nothing else, you would think the fact that they came down there with all them kids and stuff cramped up for that long, they would have stayed the night.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and he even talks about like they ain't have enough money for motel rooms and stuff. What?
Why are you moving then?
I ain't leaving that far from my house with my kids without plenty enough money for a motel room, right?
You never know. Yeah, you never know what's going to happen.
I've always felt like Jose could have been there or stayed there to protect the investment.
Yeah.
They're hard up for money. Maybe they got a big shipment of something, and that's where they were dispensing it from. What do you think?
Maybe.
I don't know. There's so much to look into this, but I wanted to go over the facts, episode 1, and then I'm going to kind of go back through and see what chat was saying and everything else, and we'll decide on episode 2. But we're going to do these just to specifically talk about Summer. And Brandy's all over some of this other stuff. She's on top of the Idaho murder stuff big time. So we're going to do some stuff on that because it's super creepy.
They found him, the killer, but he's a creepy guy. So
over 6 kids in a van and a moving truck don't add up.
No.
None of it does. None of it. And I really feel like
when you're moving, you usually make sure you have money because you have to even, you know, there's always stuff that comes up, you know. So it makes
Lord.
No sense at all.
I ain't driving 13 hours
And not know.
No.
The house
Absolutely
fell through. Why wouldn't you? You would make sure, guarantee you have a house before you left. I would.
We're all mad here. We missed you guys. We missed you too.
Yes.
We almost got to where we was gone so long we was scared to come back. It felt weird to do Alive.
Yep. I said, we can get back into it.
You get back into it.
Before too long.
Yeah. I rewound, but let's say the dogs were barking. We've seen Candace wasted, not coherent. She wouldn't react like most. Boys playing video games.
True.
Shit, I can be in front of my 18-year-old and he is focused. LOL. Yeah. Yeah, but our point behind the dogs and all that is, though, that's not what Candace saying happened. You know, I've always said she's lying about something. There's no way it went down the way she is saying, right? She's not saying any of the things like that, but yeah, that's a possibility. I still don't think a total stranger come to the house and seen her in the basement, but it could be a stranger. If Summer, I think, walked out of the house at least. And
down near the road where somebody could see her.
Right. I was beginning to worry about you guys. Oh, thank you, Joyce. We're hanging in there.
Yeah.
You know, I quit smoking, and that's been kind of rough, and I don't want to get here and be hateful with everybody and bite y'all's heads off because it's nerve-wracking. A couple other people quit, too.
Well, good.
Good luck, everybody.
Yeah.
I know your pain. But guys, we went over. That's a pretty good start, I think. We ain't going to be strangers. We'll be back soon. Probably, yeah, we're going to do Wednesday night. We got to. Let's just go ahead and commit to it now so we can't get out of it. We'll see everybody Wednesday night. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Thanks to all the members, all the subscribers, all the viewers, all the mods, everybody that watches our stuff. We appreciate it. We really do.
Y'all have a good rest of your day.
You guys have a great day, and we'll see some of you Wednesday night. And also, no backing out. Yeah, Jesse, that's why I did it.
Yeah.
Also, the Rewatch Gang. Thanks.
Yeah.
See you guys soon.
Bye.